Minister, there's something very dysfunctional about the housing supply and policy in this country, and a policy that can be traced back decades ago. And that policy is one of commodification of shelter. And that's the heart of this debate in relation to the crisis of homelessness. And corporate bodies saw their ideology, and they saw bricks and mortar as something to invest in, speculate in, and get very, very rich on. And how they did, not only in Ireland, but across the world. And politically, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil bought into that ideology as well. And big developers bought into that ideology. And they bought into Fianna Fáil as well. The amount of donations that were given to Fianna Fáil over the last 25 years runs into millions of euros. Now that tells you something about the heart of the dysfunctionality in relation to the housing market in this country, where people have to go without a home, have to go into emergency accommodation. Over 10,000 people in this country are in that situation at this moment. It's absolutely incredible that this situation is getting worse rather than better. And that ideology, Minister, was one of looking to the free market and not to public housing and affordable housing and so forth. And Fianna Fáil, to its credit, had a very good policy in the 60s, the 50s in relation to public housing. Many housing estates that were built in Dublin and across the country were built by your party, Minister. They believed in public housing. They believed in social housing. They believed in communities. They didn't, the ideology of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael is one of the free market and the commodification of shelter. And this is only compounded by Fine Gael. And they've been in power since 2011. That's 11 years of power in relation to their policy. And that has only compounded the issue and the problem. So until you change the ideology and ultimately change the government, the housing crisis will get worse and worse. Minister, I was out canvassing a number of days ago, and two young people, teenagers, asked me a kind of very impertinent question and asked me, why is there homelessness in this country? I was struck by I wasn't struck by the question. I was struck by the level of passion in their voices. Why is there so many people homeless in this country? And I tried to answer that as well as I could. And in that situation, young people, and there's many young people here, ask themselves, because obviously, they're in a situation, they may be in a house at the moment, maybe not, but they will ask themselves, why can politicians, for once, not sort the problem out of sheltering our citizens? It's the biggest question, it's the biggest issue of our time. And you, as politicians on that side, cannot fix that, Minister. That's the question here. You cannot fix it. So what's wrong? There's an answer and a solution to every problem. There is. There should never be people homeless in this country at all. But once you go with the ideology of the commodification of shelter, unfortunately, there's going to be tens of thousands and people in the future in the situation of being homeless. Thank you.